Hello, guys. I hope today I'm audible. Hello, 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 everyone. Okay, I think I'm live now, and let's start the stream. So let's wait for a few more minutes. Anybody from the team, please let everybody know that the stream has started. I hope you guys have started creating some practicing environment in Zimension. Okay, I think there is no such issues as of now, and we can start the streaming. Let me just turn this thing on. Okay, so as you can see, there are like a lot of questions that have came across the group, and I will try to address all of them like one by one. Let me start with the publishing one. Can you tell me how many of you have actually watched the publishing video, like how to start, create a world and publish the world and share the world? How many of you have seen it? My audio is low. I'll try to speak louder, but yeah, I guess somebody's saying no sound. How about now? And how about now? I I think my audio issue is fixed, right? I think I can people can hear the audio. I think my audio issue is fixed, right? Okay, so there's no issue with the audio. I'm checking my stream myself. No more checking. Let's dive into this. Okay. So just like yesterday, today also I'll create a world, and this time we'll name it Stream with Z V2. Okay, so this is our base world, right? And again, we will just add some background and the thing that we were getting stuck yesterday. Let's try that. Fingers crossed. Okay, now it's working. So I actually fixed the issue. Yesterday we were actually not able to play the world. The OBS studio was crashing, through which I'm streaming. Okay, so let me go back to the editor and let me clear a very important topic, which is uh, collision, right? So a lot of you will be importing some of your own assets, right? And these assets can be very high poly or low poly. I mean, it can be very much detailed and can be a terrain also, right? So sometime, even though Zimension by default analyzes the vertex count and make the collision as object or box. So first, let's understand what exactly is type of collision, and then it will help you guys. For example, let me take something with a weird shape. Mm, okay, I think this looks good. Okay. So now, if you see in the collision, it has very less vertices, just 450 vertices. So by default, the collision mode is object, which means I can actually go and stand on each the actual surface, not the box. Let me show you. See, the collision is mesh to mesh. Okay, but now if I make the collision as box and then I'll interact. See, now it's standing in air because it's basically created a bounding box which has like 12 triangles max and 4 vertices, and that is pretty efficient. So if your object is not meant to be collided precisely or you don't need to stand and walk on it, just make sure the collision is box, right? Otherwise, it will check all those vertices, and if you're like, let's say your object has 100,000 vertices, then it will impact performance when you do in object mode. But if you do in box mode, it will run smoothly. But again, it won't collide properly. So this is where like if you have imported any terrain of yours, just make sure you put it in a object mode so that the collision is proper. Same goes with tree as well, right? So this can give a lot of trouble to a lot of user. For example, let me add this low poly tree over here. Okay, so you can see the bounding box is huge, but the collision part is just this stem. So if I make this as a box collision and then if I quickly preview, you see it will appear glitchy even though there is nothing wrong with it. It's just colliding with the box, but it will appear glitchy. But if I make the collision as object again and click on preview, so you can see now it is colliding properly. I can walk through it. So this is like very basics of collision, and I believe the uh, theme has been revealed to me, and I'll be revealing it tomorrow. So the collision will be an important part, when your character is jumping on something. So make sure this you keep this collision properly. Okay. So the next thing is one more doubt a lot of people have. Like, see, if I click this, this is not an object, this is your own avatar. And wherever you place this character, this will be the spawn point of your character. And here, the image itself is responsible for indicating which character will be used in your own world. For example, some people said, hey, I have changed this character, but this white object is not changing because this is just an indicator. This is not exactly your object. So after you change it here, you can click on preview to see whether your character is loaded or not. See, don't assume like the character will show up in the editor unless it's a object. Okay. Yeah. So another doubt clear. One more thing which we were trying yesterday was, let me first check the comments. I'm not gonna reveal the theme as of now. You have to wait for a while. Uh, like, I have to deal with the Jedi team. They will be giving you the certificate, so I can't cheat with you guys, okay? Uh, all right. So, regarding the character, I have seen some of you who are very new to the platform and just exploring the avatar options. So, this is like to these options are to move and rotate. You can see move and rotate. You cannot like turn the avatar upside down, right? This will basically just open the pointing direction, and you can even adjust these values for precise movement. And this thing is really interesting. So spawn point, what exactly is a spawn point? A lot of times you guys have to either add a checkpoint or you want to teleport your avatar. So let me do one thing. So this thing looks pretty open. Let's make it confined. I will add a wall. Wall is basically a very good way to, define the place of your gain. Also, it doesn't give you that infinite ground view look like there's, flat earth all along. So I'll just add this wall and give it some color, you know, maybe greenish color something. Okay, so let's say we are in a garden. And for reference, I'll keep some different sort of objects here and there. So I'll keep this barrel over here. So I'll keep this barrel over here. And what I'll do is I'll add a spawn point. Okay, so you can see this is a spawn point. This basically defines spawning of a character or teleporting of the character. And it has two input parameter. One is activate on and one is teleport on. Activate on means once, after you trigger any event which activates this checkpoint or spawn point, your avatar will spawn always from here. Let's say you have completed a level and user crosses a checkpoint, so you can activate this spawn point after user crosses that checkpoint, and whenever the avatar dies, he will spawn from that particular checkpoint. So what we will do is we will activate this checkpoint once we interact with this barrel. Okay. So also let me add something where our character will die after just interacting. Okay. Let me add this spike so that my character dies once I interact with it. So let me just yeah. So for that interaction thing, you just have to go in on collide with. And here, when my avatar will enter this particular spike bonding box, it will just, the player will die. So this will trigger a default event which will make my character die. Okay. So first let's see whether it's working or not. The spawn point won't work because we have not added any event to it. So let me go. See, the character dies. It's very simple. Like you don't have to add advanced mechanics to, make player die and respawn. So it handled automatically. But right now it's spawning in the same position where I've started. But now what we'll do is we'll instead of directly making the character die and spawn from here, we'll do something where the checkpoint is created and then character will spawn from here, this location. And just for the reference, I will add maybe uh, this other tree, which is nearby the checkpoint so that you don't get confused. So for this, I'll click on this spawn point and I'll add an event like checkpoint. You can type anything, huh? You can write anything. Checkpoint one, and I will click on new. This will, okay, so this will basically trigger this event, activate this checkpoint. All right. So, and how I will trigger this checkpoint, this particular event that we have just created. So we will add this on interaction with this barrel. So for to create an interaction, please turn on this option on any object. You can name it anything like enable checkpoint or anything. And in the event, this you can see this event has popped up, which we have just created. So what will happen is after I interact with this barrel, this event will be triggered, and once this thing is triggered, it will activate checkpoint this checkpoint that we have just created. So let us try. First will die. It will spawn into the original from the original position. Okay. See, in the original position. But now if I enable the checkpoint here, now if I die, the character should spawn from that tree. Let's see. Here we go. Hey, you can see we are just spawned near this checkpoint. So this is how simple it is. So I'll give you a very good example here how this thing can be used in a game, right? Of course, you can press R to respawn at your active checkpoint. This is a shortcut, a hack. Wherever you are, you can always press R on your keyboard. It will spawn your character back to like the active checkpoint. So what we'll do is we will create some invisible collision box, not collision box like collider box where we will trigger these events. So let's say I have completed 11, then the checkpoints are activated, right? So let me make a very basic level. Level सब के निकलेंगे? Uh, Let me use this wall over here. Okay, I'm just using some random objects. You can use, some of the good objects that are there. Could have directly scaled it uh, in one go. But anyways, let me rotate and make a platform where character climbs up. Okay, then Shift D to again make another copy. Okay, here on the top we will trigger something where the character will spawn from here. So once you cross this level, character should spawn from here. And how do I enable this checkpoint? So instead of this barrel, we will use the same event, but we'll add some invisible box. So this is customizable object. You can see when you see these options, that means the object is customizable, and these are the parameters that you can change, not everything. Right? So I'll just make it a little smaller, and I will adjust the transparency. First, let me just change the emissive color. I'll make it red. Okay, and this color may be black, and transparency to 0.2. Okay, you can see now it is a nice transparent box. Also, since it's just a collider box, I don't want the character to treat it as an obstacle. We will turn off the collision. That's it, because uh, that's how we will enable the checkpoint. So let us, oh, sorry, I have forget to trigger that event which will enable this particular checkpoint. So I'll go to the on collide method with avatar and on enter I will enable this. You can also add some event like once a character leave the collision area, you can trigger something else, some other event, right? So, okay, let us try. So yeah, if I press R, it is coming out to be in the initial location. Now, okay, if I enter this box, next time I press R, it should spawn me here. Okay, now let me try and press R. See, even though wherever I am, if I press R, I'll always spawn from here. Even if in any further obstacle, if I die, it should still spawn me on the top. This way you can have multiple checkpoints. So let me also add another checkpoint. Yeah, multiple scene feature is not there. It will come very soon along with the shooting feature. But again, you don't need multiple scenes. You can, however, make different rooms or different areas and just transfer the player right to that particular area. I'll just add another platform here. And what I'll do is I can see some most of the time what happens when you duplicate object snaps to the ground. To turn off this thing, go to the setting and click to turn off this option, click to place. That's it. Now if I duplicate this box, it will spawn right next to it and I don't have to find it on the ground. Let me give it some other color like this. Okay. And now I will have this checkpoint. I will add another checkpoint. Don't try to duplicate this. This won't work on this. I will, one second. Where is the character? Yeah. Then I'll add another spawn point. And after clicking on this, I can reposition it. So let me position it over here. And I'm gonna do one nice thing where I will also teleport the user to this location, on the top of the tree. So we will activate this checkpoint and also transition the player directly to this particular object. So here first we'll put checkpoint 2. Okay, I'm not using this here anyways. Okay, so checkpoint 2 and this event shall be triggered when I enter this box. So on collide with, I'll delete this, write CH, okay, checkpoint 2. But uh, again, what should happen is not it should not just activate this checkpoint, but should teleport directly to the tree. So again, click on avatar, click on this checkpoint, and in this teleport event, you can use the same one, checkpoint 2. Oops. Okay, I cannot use the same event, so I'll have another event. Let me teleport. Okay, see, teleport is there, and the teleport should occur when I let me add another collision box. First, I'll move it here. Then this this particular box, this will teleport me, and here I will put it as blue color. Okay. All right, so let's try this out. So what should happen? First, I'll climb here, then the checkpoints becomes here. Then I climb to this particular box. After going to green, it should spawn me on the top of the tree, but if I go inside the blue one, it will directly teleport me to the tree. Changes saved. Let's try it out. See, okay, this jump looks pretty hard. Okay, now the checkpoint should be active, but let me show the teleportation. See, I'm right teleported right on the top of the tree. This way you can teleport the player to a very distance level, or a level on the top side or bottom side. And the fun part is, even if like I press R, I will again spawn from this active checkpoint. Even if I die, I will spawn from the tree. See, this is how you should be using the checkpoints and game. And about the game finish, right? So I would recommend each of you should finish the game, and for that we have a very basic functionality. Uh, Give me some idea. Okay, so I will add a box. If you enter that particular box, head box, your game should be complete. So let me add something on the top. Let me add something fancy. I am definitely not a very good game developer, but I have coded this application, so yeah. Okay, so something is wrong with the camera. Let me check it out. I think this camera won't last much. I need to get a better battery out of it. Okay, I am back. So yes, somebody asked this question, and probably I was just working on that, like how you can add your own characters. So anyone who has their own characters, please DM me. I will personally sit with you tonight and try out whether your character works or not. But there is a prerequisite, that is you have to add those actions like walking, running, jumping forward, walking left, walking right. You have to add these actions inside your character, and that way only you will be able to add your personal imported thing as a character. Otherwise, you can always go here. This is like an AI tool where you can create your own character. So either you can write a text or upload your image, right? It should be a portrait image, and you can select male, female, anything, right? I'll select male. Let us generate some character of Squid Game, right? The hairstyle should be like this. And yeah, so this option is there, so you can generate like a basic one without any blend shapes. Then we can have like simple blend shape, just like talking up, moving the mouth, and then we can have detailed blend shape with all the expressions. So we will generate this character, and instead of image, let me just say Korean Korean guy. Yeah, I mean that should be it. And I'll give a good build. Glasses not needed. I'll put white shoes and generate. So this will take around 30 seconds, right? But if you want to generate the character directly onto from their website and customize, you can also do that from Metabricks website. It's create.ultronai.me. The link is there in the Game Jam page. Yeah. So our character AI character has been generated. It's just adding into we are adding it into the scene. It the character, since I have selected high quality blend shapes, so it will be around 23 MB or something. So that's why it's downloading the character. We'll take more questions. Yeah, NPCs you can add. And okay, so our character is here. Okay, so I finally added this traitor from the Squid Game's latest season. Yeah, it has similar hairstyle though. And since this character is generated, you don't have to do anything rigging, adding facial expression, nothing. Just go down to the animation section, and it has all these basic animations like arguing, pressing a button, or dying, or jumping, running, right? So what we'll do is this character will run from this point to the barrel once I trigger something from the barrel. Okay. Uh, so for that, let us add some transitions. So for transition is basically an animation from point one to point B to point C like this. So I'll add another state. This state 2 I'll put here. Okay. And in transition, I need at least two states. So he's running pretty fast. Let me add 8 seconds. It's too slow. Let me add 6 seconds. Okay. So this way you can trigger some transitions. You can even apply these transitions to the platforms if you want them to move, and you can always loop them back, front and backward. So if I do the initial thing, so it will quickly go back, snaps back to the original position. You can always add multiple states, like it turns around and go back. But for now, just check this behavior. But this transition should not trigger always. So I'll add another animation. Okay, and this should be on some event. So let me trigger some event called run, and on start, he should be in idle position. Okay, and in this barrel thing, when I interact, I'll add another event called run. See, the run pops up. And okay, even this transition that we have just created for our Korean guy, this should be triggered not from the start, but from the event. And which event? Run. Okay. And I don't want it to loop. So I'll just close the loop so that it stops. Let us play and see whether it works or not. Okay. This guy is standing over here in idle position. If I press, you can see the guy is running and coming towards us. And since the transition has the we have turned off the transition. Now it's not, just repeating it. It just went here and back and then stopped. Okay, another very important factor, collectibles. Collectibles have very good significance in game. It drives user, puts a hook on user to uh, collect those things or go in a particular area, go in that direction. It is basically a very minor subconscious objectives that a game can have. So having a collectible is very important. And for that, again, the workflow is very simple. I think I've shown it yesterday as well. So what I'll do is, I mean, I always show coin, but this time let me select something else. Maybe you guys suggest. Let me collect apples. Okay. So I've added this apple. Let me make it little big. Okay. I believe I'm creating Adventure Island game. It has all these fruits. Um, so yeah, this is the apple. And to make it collectible, all I have to do is turn on this option. That's all. It already added a variable here which will save the apple counts. And let us try. You can see on the top left corner there's a apple icon, and once I've collected, it is showing as one. Cutscene is pro level stuff. Maybe we'll go at the very end of the stream, but yeah, for right now I'll just clear some basics. Listen. Okay, so let us add one more event, and we will use this event later on. So maybe I'll write apple collected. Okay, so why I have defined all the event to this apple? Because when I make the copy, it will make the copies of event as well. So I've added another apple, Shift D, another copy, another copy in the air. I'll move it little bit here, and another copy here. And this way we will have like nice count of apples. Okay. So, I want to show this count I mean, I want to do with this count, right? So we already have this variable. We can always create a variable here. You can write the name of like test variable. You can define whether it's number, string, or boolean like true or false, and initial value of that particular variable, and you can add it, right? But see, you can see this count dimension apple. This has already been added by default if you turn on collectible for any object. So first, let's see like whether this count works or not. Or to display that the count will be over there, we will add one condition like if you collect X amount of apples, then only something will happen, or a wall goes down. Mm, yeah, so let me add a wall again. I think I could have just copied it. Let me put all this to 0, 0, and 0. Okay. See, this is a free scale. If you turn off the free scale, then it will scale uniformly. Otherwise, you can scale it like, each direction properly. So what we'll do is this wall will get disappear or yeah, let just make this wall disappear if you collect how many 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, like 8 apples. So what we'll do is we'll go to the logics part, create a new logic, right? And it will check or it will trigger this logic when apple collected event has occurred, right? So there are multiple ways to trigger logic, there are three sections. One is like to trigger different event with certain seconds of delay, or you can change the variable on a particular event, or check a condition, right? So you can always turn something true and false in change in variable and check it here. So let me add this variable apple count. If count is greater than 7, you can always use another variable here as well, but right now we're just using the value. And if it's true, then we will trigger some event. So I have not created that event. So yeah. So I'll click on this wall. I want to make this wall disappear. So on disappear, I'll just write a name like wall disappear, and I'll click on new to create this event, and this should now appear in the logic section here. Okay. So I'll delete this run and select wall disappear. Okay. Uh, Let us see. So we have this disappear thing over here. And for Apple, we are using this event called Apple collected, which will check whether the count is greater than 7 or not. If not, then this. Let's do something crazy. Like if the count is not 7, then mm, let us handle it later. Let's try it out first. Okay. So you can see on the top left corner, we have Apple count. It's 1, 2, 3. Check out the wall, huh? It should disappear. Okay, I'm making the leap of faith. Phew. Okay, so the wall didn't disappear. What went wrong? Maybe my math. Okay, there are just 6 apples, and the condition is. Oh, my bad. So this should be like 4. For a factor of safety, let's keep it 4. Even if I collect few apples, the wall should get disappear. Okay, we have the wall 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Boom. Now you have just unlocked another level on collection. I'll teleport as well. Oh yeah, I was explaining a very simple concept, which was you know making the game complete or finishing the game. This is very important because people needs to play more and more games, not just stick with one. That's the whole point of Zimension, the disruption we are uh, planning. Let me add a very basic thing. Yes, I'll add this green platform. If if I jump on this platform, the game should end. So see, sometimes the object gets loose in the scene. So whatever is selected, if I press Control F, it will refocus it over here. Yeah, so we have kept this platform, Mozy platform over here, and then on again in the collision section on avatar enter, we will trigger a default event which is game over win. Let's try. Okay, so regarding the limitation, you cannot add your custom mechanics. You can write code or loops or behavior, those sort of things. But like a lot of basic games, you just have to create world, add some basic logic, and you can make some very beautiful game out of it. Let's say you want to make a tic-tac-toe, you cannot make it in Dimension, or you want to make a bounce game, you cannot do that here. And that's not Dimension is made for. It's for made for 3D games, 3D and first person game. Okay. So now I'll collect this apple. One, two, three, four. The wall is off. Okay. I'll go here and oops, I fall. But no worries, I have my checkpoint enable. Okay, so now if I go here on this game finish, so this is how your game should end. Whatever you do, this gives a completeness to the product, and very soon you will see all the relevant games, just like you see different videos on the YouTube. You will see relevant games on this screen so that they can go to game from your studios, or relevant game from very different company or different studio. Right here I can again play again, or I can click on exit. Okay, so yeah, I mean, what a lot of things that I'm saying you cannot do, that feature is pending. Those are the limitations of this platform. Another limitations is like literal limitation is you can only have a 500 by 500-meter area. Uh, Let me show how. Let me break free the walls and preview. So this is a limited area. What you can do in the free version. Those invisible classic Wukong walls will show up. See, these are the walls. So you get a half a kilometer area. So there is no shooting and vehicle mechanics as of now. First shooting mechanism will come later after few months. The vehicle mechanics will come. We want the vehicle mechanics to be good with the collision. So that's why we are making everyone wait here. So let me put the character back inside the guided wall. Okay. Yeah. If you are a premium user, then what you can do is go to the world. If you really want to make a very open world game, maybe you are planning to beat GTA, so you can go to the ground and you have a world size. So sorry, initially it's just 150 meters, but you can make it 500 meters, and then you can have 1 kilometer and then 2 kilometers, not beyond that. I mean, it's just a browser anyways, right? But who knows? Maybe we'll have an infinite distance game someday in Dimension. Okay, so this is another basic. Yeah, the sound, background music is very important in any game. So what you can do is you have to first add a sound, and then you have to add some triggers. And the sounds you add from here will be played like uh, around the player. It won't be a spatial sound. But if you add a sound to an object, the sound will come from the object. It will have a spatial effect. When you go near the object, the sound increases. If you have wearing a headphone, you'll see the sound moving here and there based on your camera movement. So I can add a sound. So these are the sounds that I have recently updated or added. You can upload your own sound. Okay, you will not see the file browser because not shared in the screen. But let me just select something that's there in the mm, celebration sound. Okay, and I will increase the volume a bit. And once I collected 4 apples, it first of all let us play it in the like in the normal way. Let me know if you guys can hear the sound of my gameplay. I can increase it from here. So the sound was playing, but I believe it was not in loop. So if you have a background music, just put it in loop, and then you can have different sounds. Let me show again. I'll go to the sound was playing. I think yeah, the sound was shared with you guys. Okay, so you can adjust the volume here. Uh, Try not to make it too loud. see, we can turn off this loop, then it will constantly play a different sound. And I can add more sounds here, like desert wind, right? It makes more sense. Now, if you add this sound, it will appear in the drop down. And you can have some celebration. So let me add another playback, and this time I will trigger that sound effect when we collect 4 apples, and we have this event called world disappear, which we triggered. So what will happen is it will play this desert sound and suddenly play this celebration sound after we collect this apple on this world disappear event, after the world get disappear. Let's see. I hope you guys are able to hear the desert sound. Let me increase the volume. Yeah, so Alan, the games like where there is a 3D character exploring the world, first person character, those sort of games. You cannot make shooting game or racing game here, or you cannot make Pac-Man over here. But very basic game where character is moving inside or climbing things, like platformers, horror games or treasure hunt. So again, to make it as first person is super easy. You can always toggle first person and second person while pressing T, but I'll show you a hard setting. But once you do this setting, user won't be able to toggle it back. So right now the game will be first person. See, ooh, see, speed run, classic. Okay, so some of you, I want to show you another feature which may or may not be helpful in the game jam, but if you guys are, you have 3D assets, right? So what you can do is, we have this library and we have community library. So these are the assets that are from like different users. One second. These are the assets, these are which are from different users, like you see Ashlesh and Prabhat, and these guys have uploaded this assets and publish it to the community, and I can use this asset directly into my world or in my game. So you can also publish your assets over here and enrich the library. And the best part is you will always get the credits for it. For example, let me add this tree in my world, and in the credit section, it will always show, the author of that asset. So I'll go to the world, add it, add new item, then I'll click on community, and I will select, yeah, this tree. Okay. So since I've added this tree, and if I play, and if I pause by pressing escape, and I go to credits, you see, this is the power. Like tree, name of the item, and by the author itself. So in the credit section, you will always see yourself, and this is not up to the player to add your name or not, or to steal your assets. You will always get the credits. This way, you can all can have ecosystem. And again, you can see in the community section there is a green mark. So these are premium items. So if you are a premium user, you can keep your items as premium item, and whoever uses this will based on the usage, you'll get some monetization amount, which we are discussing. But yeah, this is how we want the future to be. Like there will be premium items just like Canva and free items. because sometimes asset takes a lot of time to create some really useful assets, and we want, instead of just paying them and using the item forever, we just want a small amount to be paid them based on from your subscription and usage, just like OTT for assets. So yeah, we have some really great assets from Metabricks Lab, and yeah, if you want to upload, it's pretty simple. Just click on Add Item, upload a file, and you can use any file. So I have this different file like state, CNC machine, smiley arm. Let me find something on my device. Uh, Let me add this army tent. Again, this is not something I have created, but yeah, I'm stealing this and publishing it from my own essay. So I'll name it as army tent. Okay, description, camouflage, army tent. Yes, since I've stolen this from somewhere, so I can write the name of the author so that the credit is given to that particular person or that particular place from which I got this. Let me write Sketchfab because I don't know the author. I've downloaded it from there. Yeah, this is the option to make premium. But since we have not created this item itself, that's why it's showing. So you can trigger some by default behavior because once somebody loads inside their own world, this should work. So I can also trigger this box to object because I think it's low poly. And you can even add attach sound to your object. Let's say there are some trademark dialogues associated to your character. You can also add them here in add sounds. And I'll click on create item. And now this item should be there in the library. It won't be there because first of all it gets me the request, and then our team will accept because we don't want inappropriate items to be there in the library. So I'll use this save thumbnail. If I go back into the library in my own, you'll see this is already there, but this won't be in community library because it's not published. Yeah, for that we have to do one more setting. Request to publish. Yeah. Once I do this, then only I will get a request, and then after I approve it, this item will reflect in the our default library. So publish request send. I can add a editing screen like few hours later it will accept. But yeah, I mean it will show up here along with my name and my studio name or whatever. Okay. Also, one more thing I wanted to show. The camera is off. I'll fix that in a bit. But this is analytics. Okay. So this is your expected revenue. Like there is a coin spent feature where if users spend coins, like there are Robux in Roblox, so we have Z coins. So how the amount spent by players, there is some calculations, and this that will be your earning. These are total visits, like in total of your whole world, then total likes to your world, the storage you're using, the total library items that you have created and people are using it, this many hours of time spent on your worlds for all the users, total library item and premium item. So based on this, you can have your complete dashboard, how your worlds are performing, how your games are performing, how your assets are performing, and how much money you can make. You can also show this stats to any sponsor that want to showcase their brands in your games and world. This is a very amazing platform to monetize based on your creativity rather than spending thousands of dollars just to make a flop game, right? Again, going back to the worlds, yeah, this is where you will see the shared worlds. Like if I am sharing the world with anybody else, it should appear here. And these are community worlds. Like just like assets, you can publish your world to community. So for that, I'll go here, release to community. Again, this will give request to Zimension and we will approve it. And once it's approved, your world will appear in community. And I'm hoping a lot of different participants' world will be show up in community. And the top ones we will definitely put in featured worlds here. So featured is something like they will have this tag and we only put the best one out there. Community is like, okay, it just needs to be appropriate. That's all. But if your game is really good, we will request you for keeping it to featured, and there will be a different monetization level for this as well. Okay. So I'm taking questions. So guys, if you have questions, please ask. Uh, can you guys wait? I'll just write it in the group that the stream is live to ask any questions. Okay, I'll again send the link. That will be great for the new joinees. Please join this stream, guys, and ask whatever doubts you have. I think there was something wrong with the link. Okay. Now we are getting some nice questions. Is there any support for voice chat? Yes. If you get okay, so the multiplayer thing, I'll show you. It's very interesting. After this. Okay, assets from other sources like Unity assets or allow. Yeah, any asset is allowed in game unless it's a GLB file. You can download it from anywhere and then import it in Zimension. For that, you have to click here, then upload, and then you can upload any asset from your system. So let me add this. this create, great. So again, this is I have downloaded from some other website and I've uploaded the GLB file and it's there in the same. It's very simple. So this is how you can upload your own files. Uh, how can only JSB can't see request to publish because okay, right now I don't have a cam over here, but yes, you will be able to see that two premium users can code and have advantage in Game Jam. Yes, you can, but I don't believe that will be a perk that the judges will look for. You can code if somebody's premium user, you will screen the scripting. First of all, the documentation is not out there, so I'm not sure how you're gonna code it. But yeah, so we are not uh, recommending it to do in the game jam. How can I trigger cutscene in animation after collecting items like train appearing for 3 coins? Okay, so I'll show multiplayer and then I will show the cutscene really quick. Okay, how can I switch to night mode for a horror game? Okay, good. To be my first using the platform in games, I want to ask, is there a particular format or logic? I know it's not over there. It is. Logics and the blueprint. See, this is the logic, but you can visualize it like this. True, false. But you have to write the code over there. You can only add events here, not the entire thing. But you can you visualize this. Like, let me add. Okay, I will show you another important feature. Mm, in the logic section, first I'll create an event like error, show message, show message. Okay, and on show message, we will add logic after like 1 second. You can actually open a link to a product or a different world, or you can write a message. Please collect more coins. Add. So show message will trigger this message only. Okay. And we will trigger show message on false of this event. Okay. I've saved it. Okay, there's an issue. Show message. Check condition. Oops. Okay, yeah. Save it. Now let me try this. No, you cannot code shooting mechanics in it. Okay, it's a first person game. And what was the logic? Yeah, you should be able to see a message. Let me just revisit that if something is wrong or not. Logic. Apple collected. Oh, this event is not here. Show message. Okay. Yeah, now it will work. Each time I collect the apple, it will. Again, I'll move it to third person because FPP is too scary for me. You see this message on the bottom of my screen. Let me adjust this for you guys. Okay. See this message. Collect more coins. Now the message did show, but the wall got disappeared. So this is how you can trigger. And now you will see this nice visual tree when I click on logic and visualize. So on true, wall disappears, and if it is false, then it will show the message and which will again trigger some events. No, you cannot at the moment, and For that, we will have our own script. The things are in place. It's just like we are struggling with the nav match thingy. Like you have to provide a navigation match, which if the level, if like uh, if your game has height or multiple levels or room, then it the character should follow you. So that will come, the character follow and the enemy following attacking you. That both will come together in this in like next few updates. So yeah. So, but instead of that, instead of enemy following you, you can just keep the enemy moving, like, looping the transition. So, for example, I'll show you. Let me add a zombie. Okay. And I think this thing is covered in the tutorial itself. You can make this zombie walk on this. I will add another state. Okay, where is the zombie? Another cheat sheet. If you press 5, it will go to orthographic mode, and if you press 8, it will show this orthographic camera positions on your numpad, and there's no other way to do that. If you have numpad in your keyboard, then you then only able to do that. Okay, then I will add another state. This time I will make him turn like this, and then another state. In this I will make him go here, and in another state I will make him turn back. Okay, so state 1, state 2, state 3, state 4, state 5, and we can loop in transition. So from initial state to state 1, so state 2 to state 3, and to state 4, and back to initial. See, now we can have this loop, and we can increase the turning distance at least. Yeah, okay, and this will be on loop and from start. Another thing is we'll make this zombie walk. Instead of attack, we will make him walk. No, running should be better. Okay. And we can also stop this particular loop uh, on a particular event if you trigger something. So this way, if we collide with zombie, we should die. So on collision, player dead. You can also reset the player. If you don't want that dying animations or stacks, you can just put reset player and player will spawn. Like if you are making a platformer, you don't want that dying animation to play if character falls on the ground, something. So you can always make a giant collision box, the collider box at the bottom, and you can reset the player. So first I'll make this player dead. Okay, and okay, Ayush, can you rephrase your question? I'm not getting it. Like you said, FPP camera seems to be glitchy when trying out the games already published on the platform. How to get over with? I'm not getting your question. No, Shubham, the documentation is not available because we don't want users to code unless there is a special requirement. So you see, this is how you can add enemies. This is a fun way to add enemy instead of writing that entire logic, but those things will also come. Okay, so let me show multiplayer really quick. For that, I have to go back to editor and do you guys want to join this world? Ah, post processing is also pending. Okay, first let me remove this character because doesn't it's not making sense in my. By the way, you can press delete to delete a character. Okay. Now, yeah, to make a game multiplayer, you have to go to world and in the world go to this last option and you can enable multiplayer. This way, whenever every one of you will join, they will be able to play or see different players simultaneously. Also, you'll be able to talk with them live. So we're gonna do this here, but before that, I'll just showcase some other options because I want everyone to be here. Okay. So first, let me publish this. So for this, you just have to write anything, any string. I'm just writing a version name, click on publish. But still, even if I publish the game, you won't be able to see if, even if I share you the link because this game is not public. Sometimes the access will be private, private for particular users or paid users. That's why you have to first make it public. Now it's published and it is public also. So now if I copy the publish world URL or I play it, this is how it's gonna be. I can actually paste the link in the group so that everyone can play and see and try it out. Okay, so for that, this is how you can share the world. Okay, so you have to copy this link. The link is copy. I'm pasting it in the group. Oh, I can paste it in the stream as well. Okay, I have pasted the link in the WhatsApp community, and then you guys can open and play it. You can also use this QR code. So if you have created a really nice game and you want to showcase it on in some event or in some poster, you can download this QR code, and if somebody scans this QR code, then they'll be able to uh, open your world right on their mobile phones or their devices. Yeah, Ayush, I think your this glitch we need to figure out. Uh, First, we have to repeat that glitch in my system, then I can definitely help you out. Okay, so I'll show you the post-processing stuff. Okay, okay, it's not authorized to play. Let me again check the setting. Yeah, the world is public and it is published. Can you guys try now? Yeah, so let's say you want to add your own HDRI. I'll go to world and I'll show all the post processing and stuff. So this is the best option. If you have your own HDRI, click here and you can upload your own HDRI. Simple. You can even upload some image from your computer, which will act as a HDRI over here. So if somebody have some good HDRI, please share on the group. I will put it here. Another thing is, yes, you can change the sun direction, light, color. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll make this game like more haunted. Okay. Now I'll reduce the sun intensity and make it like as a color of a moonlight, a haunted moonlight. Okay. And I will just reduce the environment intensity so that again things go dark. I can increase the exposure and again decrease the ambient light. Now, let us add fog to this. For this, again, all you have to do is turn on this option. Now you can see the fog is added, and I can increase the intensity of the fog, and you can change the color of fog as well. So maybe this time if we do some gray fog or the greenish one, and increase the intensity a bit more. Okay, so now you can see there is fog, and we can turn on post processing. Here in post processing, there are several options. One is bloom. Bloom, like how if something is emissive, that thing will shine, and we can adjust the intensity. So this thing is like completely emissive. So if I increase the intensity or threshold, you can see the shininess. We can increase the radius of the bloom effect. Then there is ambient occlusion, screen space. So again, this is glitchy in the beginning, but you can adjust it in such a way it suits your scale. This give that slight soft shadowing effect. Okay, so now this is like completely post-processed scene when we play and see like how it works. See now it's completely post-processed. It's looking a bit realistic. Let me also show you like how you can add a light source over here. First of all, if the game is dark, we have to change the sky. We cannot just have this sky. I'll go to the world, then here I'll just select the plain black one, like plain color, and I will change the color to dark. Now it's getting, more intensive. Now the game looks a bit scary, right? And we can even make the fog color match this. And we will add a light source. So for that, all you have to do is search for bulb. So we have some bulbs, but it affects the performance drastically. I can reduce the scale. Then if it's a light, you will see these options. You can increase the exposure, you can increase the distance of this light and decay as well. So this way, You can have a light, and since there is shadows, so you can have some flickery effect as well with zombie, or you can even have the light to move up and down. So I'll just create a transition over here. State 1, state 2, and I'll add a transition from state 1 to state 2. Okay. So this way, you can even move light, have multiple lights. You can even change the color of this light. So if I can make it red, yellow, green, anything. If I make it yellow, it will be like to give you like old house feeling. Yeah, so that is again a very much requested feature to turn on the lights and ambient light dynamically. But actually, you can do that with the help of scripting. But I don't want to show this before the game jam. Okay, so those folks out there who want to have torch onto the player and have this first person game, again, I got you covered. First, let me just remove this light. Okay. Now we will add light to our avatar. So for that, you just have to go to this torch and enable this. This will open up this option. Again, to test, you have to play. You have to click on play. You can adjust the intensity, adjust the color, right? Angle, you can adjust distance and decay and cast shadow. This is again performance oriented, but right now I have a good PC, so let's see. This works well in first person mode, but this is how the torch effect works like. I just turn on first person mode to give you that classic Resident Evil feeling. Yeah, actually the head collision is not there, where it stops your jump in the middle. We're gonna add that. So now you can see the light has added. This way you can make a horror game. Actually, okay. Yeah, so if you want to use AI to create assets, so you can click here, generate asset with CSM. You can upload your any of the image over here, and it will take 3 to 4 minutes and add into our scene. So we'll do that. We'll upload something from our computer. Okay, let me create this Squid Game, and you can change the texture to baked, or you can have textureless object, symmetry auto, and polygon size to 3000. It takes around 3 to 4 minutes, but it will be added to our world. We can go back to editor. You will see that asset created. Or what you can do is you can go to CSM AI. So since they are sponsor of this event, you can log in and you will get some credits based on a coupon code. So this is something that I have uploaded and the model is being prepared. It will be added soon to our world. But they will give you some free credits, like 10 credits once you logged in. And if you add a promo code, I will share the promo code tomorrow. Then you will have you will get a very good discount, a discount of 75%. So instead of paying $20, you can just pay $5 uh, and avail that their credits to generate AI. So you can use this platform also to upload your image or convert from text to 3D. You can try their platform out, and there is a huge discount. I will share the coupon code very soon. But this thing is integrated in Zimension as well. So the if that character is generated, then you will see that character into the world. So the post processing is done. Cutscene. Okay, so yeah, for Ayush, yeah, the logic is very simple. See, okay, wait, our character is added. So instead of opening Blender, having ultra level uh, years of experience in Blender and make a particular asset that will suit our world, is better to generate an image from AI and then have it inside your own world. So again, I'll just increase the sunlight maybe. This is the character that we have just generated. So this is the power of AI. You can literally conceptualize through AI and have individual images of assets and use it here in generate with AI, and boom, you're sorted. You will be able to have all your assets generated by AI, and you can add them into your own game. Now even Perplexity is free, so you can generate some nice images as well of 3D models and then directly use them into the system. Okay, so guys, let's do the multiplayer thingy. First, I will just turn off all the post-processing stuff. Okay, I'll turn off the fog also because I want it to work seamlessly well. I'll change this to sky again. So what I'm doing is I'm making this world as multiplayer. And now if you guys join this world, then we all should be, walking and talking inside here. Okay, so join through that link. Maybe I will join it from here. Okay, so the multiplayer is not turned on. Okay, that I think the world is not published with the multiplayer setting. So I'll publish it again. So guys, what you do is you join it again with the same link. You can also play publish word like this. So now you can see it's asking me to select a character. So I will select what should I select? I'll be Tony Stark here. Let me make a small change. I think we forgot to remove the FPP. Publish. Okay, guys. Sorry. Now you guys join. Okay. Can you see these guys? Hi, Jaya Krishna. Hi, Alison. Can you guys join? Yes, you can make jump scare very easily. You just have to make something appear out of nowhere. Wait, I'll show you. I'll turn off the torch because it's multiplayer now. So if you want to make a jump scare, uh, let's say this you want to suddenly make this dinosaur appear when you are climbing or when you've collected this fourth thing. I will make him appear on this particular event. Yeah, spawn on. So this is again where you can make sure something hides and show on a particular event. So when wall disappears, we'll make this Rhinoceros appear. So imagine you putting some horror thing here in like so you can suddenly make things appear and then see the dino just popped up out of nowhere. So it all depends like how where you put particular object, how you which camera objects you use. Just wait for a while. It should generate the assets and put it in your screen. Ignore the error for now. If somebody wants to see jump scare, I can directly show it. You know what? I will reveal the complex logics of chair in a room. I'm just opening the editor of our most viewed game, and I'll show you like how we have created this jump scare. This is just for this slide is just for editing, but we have not published the latest changes in this. So, you know what? Let me just play and first show you the jump scare. Then I'll show you like how we have edited. Okay, so this is the horror game. So it is asking me to find the key, and for this I need to go here. See, this ghost is coming. This is kind of a jump scare. And you guys are ready for this amazing jump scare. Have to find the key. So you will find all the elements that I've shown you into this game. Oh, see, this is again a kind of a jump scare. When you enter the room, this goes appears. Cute. Okay, I think I need to get the goal. It's a repeat jump scare. Now we have collected the bone. The game is being played. Now we get the key. Now since I have the doll, I have to use this chair. I think it's better than everything else. Now the main door is open. But wait, there's more. You need a chain cutter. Then again I have to go back to the house. Here you can actually have a jump scare again, which will definitely yeah, we'll remove the baby cry noise. So I mean that's how the horror game is. You can enjoy it. I don't want to reveal everything. Uh, Again, so for I'll show you this world. This is where you there is a good use of UI. So this is more like not just a game, more like a interactive metaverse experience created for one of our clients.
Hi, welcome to Psi Astra Space Station. Here you will be working a rocket scientist. I will explain you the concept of escape velocity, after which you have to solve the challenges of launching the satellite. Escape velocity is the minimum speed an object needs to break free from a planet's gravitational pull without further propulsion. Escape velocity equals
I can
square root
actually
of
escape.
2
This is a
times g
part of
times
UI.
m r, where g
This
is
is
the
UI.
gravitational constant,
But unless and until I click
6.674
it, my
times 10 n
control
square
should be
meter per. You
freeze.
can proceed to the simulation table and try different velocity values.
You see, this is again the UI screen when my controls are freeze and I have to make a choice here. So, and if I click here, now the satellite is moving, mission successful. Okay, I have to wait for this girl to.
Hi, I am Eva. Welcome to Mars Research Department. I guess you are looking for more details about Mars? Here are the details. Mars has a diameter of 6,787 kilometers and mass of 6.42 times 10 to the power of 23 kilograms. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. It is a cold, desert-like planet covered in iron oxide dust that gives the planet its signature red hue.
A
Mars shares
spacecraft is launched from
similarities
the
with Earth.
surface of
It
Mars
is
with an
rocky,
initial
has
speed of
Problem.
mountains,
4.5
valleys,
kilometers
and
per second to
canyons,
be
and
collected by
storm
an
systems
orbiter in a
ranging
circular
from
orbit
localized
around Mars.
tornado-like dust devils to
Assuming the
planet-engulfing
orbiter is
dust
in a stable
storms.
circular orbit, determine the orbit height of the orbiter above the Martian surface. If the escape velocity on Mars is 5 kilometers per second,
Wrong
g
answer.
equals 6.674 times 10 n square meter per kilogram squared. Explore the area to find mass and radius of Mars.
What? Yay, mission successful. Okay, so lastly, I want to show the magic of characters here. So, as you can see in the library itself, we have like some characters. Let us make them speak with us. Mm, I hope you know this YouTuber. Let me add him. So to make a character speak, since it has all the blend shapes, what you'll do is you have to go on sound. And then similarly, you can have some dialogues from 11 Labs, like hello there. So let's use this dialogue and we will trigger him it on some event, and that event will be when I interact, talk. Oops, yeah. I'll create this event, and on this event, I will trigger this talking sound. Oops, this is animation. Okay, so I need to add another animation. I'll use this animation and use the talk event. And in the sound setting, yeah, We'll add a playback, and on which event, this talk event, we will trigger this hello there, this sound. And if you don't see this voice animation, you just have to click a button. It will convert your sound into the voice animations. Let me play and show you. Okay, still multiplayer.
Hello there, welcome to Zimension Car
See,
Studio. How may I help
this
you?
is how
Looking for a
easy it
supercar?
is.
We have an awesome collection of luxury and sports cars.
This is how easy it is to make a character talk. First, I'll just turn off the multiplayer.
Hello there, welcome to Zimension Car Studio. How may I help you? Looking for a supercar? We have an awesome collection of luxury and sports cars. Hello there, welcome to Zimension Car Studio. How may I help you? Looking for a supercar? We have an awesome collection of luxury and sports cars.
And the thing is, the voice you will hear is facial. So if I go again talk,
Hello there, welcome to Zimension Car Studio.
if I'm
How may I
moving the
help you?
camera, you can
Looking
see
for a
the voice is
supercar?
going.
We have an awesome collection of luxury and sports cars.
Like this. Anybody want to understand about this UI? It's not iteratable. We just have this event chaining where the UI shows and how it hides. So I don't recommend you guys use UI. UI is just for making some choices in selection, not like custom things on the screen always on, right? So I'll give you a very basic example of UI. What I'll do is,
Hello there, welcome to Zimension Car Studio. How may I help you? Looking for a supercar? We have an awesome collection of luxury and sports cars.
will not trigger this event, will show a, you know what, we can have him speak, but after this we will show a UI, and the UI will have a choice, and based on our choice either he will dance or die. Okay, so let me add some animation of him being die. Where is die? Dying. Okay, or add another animation where he'll just dance. Okay, in the loop, dying should be just once, and we'll trigger this two event based on a third event. Show UI. Let me just write anything. Show UI. I'll add this event, and this event will be triggered. I'll add a logic, new logic. When this character talk after, like, let's say 5 seconds, it will trigger another event which will be show UI. Okay, and let's add this UI overlay. This is not just like basic UI, it's UI overlay. So it will freeze player and it will come right in front of you. So I will select the start event. So on which event this should appear. So show UI. And we will add some elements, like we'll add a button. Okay. So we'll move it right a little bit, like 300. Okay. And we can have a color to red. I mean, we can have a color, background color as well, like red. And we will change the text as die. Oops, yeah, this is the event basically on click. And where is the, yeah, this is the text of button die. Okay. And we will add another button. But before that, we will just duplicate it. Okay, there are two buttons. Now, if I click on this button, I'll change the text to leave and make the color as green and just add some position like 200. Okay, 20 something, just to show like you can add two buttons, and on one button it will die and one button it will dance basically. Yeah, so if I click on leave it will dance, if I click on die it will die, you can see. And this is how the UI will look in desktop, and if I click on mobile this is how it's going to look in mobile phone. So maybe if I click on this button, I'll just put 100 over here. Okay, so that my UI doesn't distorts. Okay, now I'll click on save. Now if I play this, yeah, we'll end. Just I'm showing this UI part.
Hello there, welcome to Zimension Car Studio. How may I help you? Looking for a supercar? We have an
See,
awesome
after five
collection of
seconds, the
luxury and
UI has
sports
appeared,
cars.
and if I click on leave, he will dance.
Hello there, welcome to
And
Zimension
if I
Car
click on
Studio.
die,
How
he
may I
will
help
die.
you? Looking for a supercar? We have an awesome collection of luxury and sports cars.
See, he died. So this way you can use the UI as well for the editing. Yes, Ayush, you can use custom animation. So in Blender, you can add tracks, animation, action tracks ca- to any 3D file, and it will appear just like the animations are being shown over here. Like let's say you have added five different actions. So the actions, whatever actions you put inside your 3D model, they should appear over here. Okay. So yeah, on that note, I think we should end the stream. I believe people will see and get the most out of it. Okay. The other questions you can ask on the group. And yes, thank you for joining the stream. I hope you best of luck everyone who's watching and who will watch maybe tomorrow or keep watching during the game jam. Okay,